Hello, soap fans. So, Coronation Street, part 5. Shauna is going to find her dad. She wants answers. What answers does she need? She was with mum, Jodie was with dad. Jodie lived with dad, didn't have a great upbringing, neither of them did. They were living on a pretty rough council estate. Jodie went off and did her own thing at a younger age, as girls do. What answers does she need other than that? We shall find out, no doubt. There's obviously a story there to be had. Carl is drinking in the pub openly with Jodie. She's been warned off by Abby and Shauna, says she's not interested, but then she's in bed with Carl in the hotel, so the girl won't be told. She's trouble. Lee, the new boy, after speaking to Megan and Megan telling him it's over, he meets up with the guy Will from the pub, and Will says, what have you come back for? You know, it's only a silly little sporting event, which is what I said in the last video. And he said, well, I came back because I wanted to see Megan. And he said, why? She's just your coach. And Lee confesses that he and Megan had an affair. Will doesn't believe it, which is the most ridiculous thing in the world, because Will's in exactly the same situation. So he should have believed it instantly, unless he's bluffing. Obviously he's going to confront Megan with this. Obviously Megan lies and says, oh, I coached for 6 years and half the boys I coached and some of the girls had a crush on me. It happens, deal with it. You're the love of my life, you're the one I want. Ba-de-ba-de-ba. Sam, who is Nick's son, Leanne's stepson, wonderful Sam, we love Sam. He comes out of the cafe or the shop or the restaurant, comes out of a door and hears Will and Lee arguing. He's put 2 and 2 together. Will forces himself into Leanne's flat where Megan is now lodging, and he leaves his jacket. Sam's at Leanne's flat because Leanne is Sam's stepmom, and he sees the jacket, and Megan tells Leanne that it's Daniel's jacket. Later, Sam sees Will with the jacket and says, what are you doing with that jacket? He says, it's mine. And Sam's getting some balls on him. He confronts Will with the truth. Are you having an inappropriate relationship? Will says, what the hell does that mean, inappropriate relationship? You sound about 70, mate. Will denies it. Sam, then little big balls there, goes and confronts Megan with it. You're having an affair with Will, and before him this Lee. And Megan warns him off. Watch what you're saying, little boy, or things are going to be very unpleasant for you. Roy is going to see his new pen friend, Alice. Now, we did see in a previous episode the prisoner that he was originally writing to, Alice's son, writing a letter and then lying back on his bed, on his prison bunk. So we assumed that Roy was being catfished, especially with the foreshadowing of Nina and Kit telling Roy what what catfishing means. So we think Roy's being catfished and it's this prisoner writing the letters. Apparently not, because he's going to see Alice, and it's actually Roy that backs out, not Alice, because Summer is doing a shift in Alahan's corner shop, and she gets legless while she's behind the counter. Roy comes and talks to her, calms her down, gets her to check her insulin levels because she's diabetic. He calls Dev. Dev comes, sends Summer home. Summer says she wants to work, has a go at Dev. Dev says he's just trying to be kind, you know, I'm not sacking you, take as much time off as you need. Summer says she's put the money in the till. But it means that Roy misses his rendezvous with Alice. So Mary suggests that he sends Alice a bunch of flowers, which is done. Abby has warned Jodie not to go near Carl. Carl's bad news. Of course Jodie doesn't listen. What young girl listens when somebody says don't go near that no good man? If anything's going to send her to the hotel to get in his crisp Egyptian sheets, it's that. So yeah, we see Carl. We see Carl and Jodie in bed at the hotel. And that is where we leave it. Megan warns Sam off. Oh, and Alia knows that Maggie tells Alia in the pub that Leanne tried to buy into the pub. Leanne is in partnership at speed dial with Alia. So Alia isn't happy and confronts Leanne, and Leanne says, well, I was just looking at my options. Obviously, if anything had come of it, I would have told you, but there's nothing to tell at this point. That's where we leave it. I will be back with part 6, anon, which means soon, apparently. Nice chat.